Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video here on my channel. Now yes, we are in my forever Minecraft world here, G1's adventure, but this is not going to be the next episode. This is kind of just an in-between episode. So we actually got a brand new Minecraft Snapshot today, which introduces a couple of things that I actually really enjoy, and I want to go over them with you guys. But unlike the copper golem and all the stuff in the last episode, which kind of is a big game changer for me, so that's why I put it in the main video, this one is not as important, but still pretty important enough for me to make a video because I'm actually pretty excited. So if we grab here our shulker box here with a bunch of the copper stuff in here, we have a couple of new things. I'm just going to take the full stack here. So what we actually can do now is if we turn some of these into copper ingots, you can see we have a couple new recipes here, which is actually very nice. The first one that you can see is now we have copper bars. So now we have another variation of the bars. I don't know if I actually have any bars placed in this world. I don't think I do. Oh yes, I do. They're right here. Obviously they are in this build here. So you can see that we use these for the windows here, but now we have a new variation, the copper bar. So I'm just going to actually quickly borrow these two here. Don't mind me, shop owner. But these are what the original one looked like. I'm actually going to bring these to somewhere that's not filled with stone so that you can actually kind of see the difference. So we'll just quickly go back. We'll actually go over to the new area over here. Why not? So the reason why this is actually really important is because I actually really like iron bars. Actually, I'm also going to, wow, I'm just stealing everything from my builds right now. But if I quickly grab a fence here, you can actually see that this is the thickness of a fence, but this is the thickness of a bar, which I actually don't mind the thickness of this. As you guys know, I do obviously obviously, I don't know why I did that. I obviously really enjoy using it, but I really like the thinness of the iron bars, and I actually feel like that, like, I wish we had more variations, and now we do. So this is what it looks like. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is my first time using these. Oh my goodness. Oh, I really like that. Now, I'm pretty sure that these can weather, and I'm assuming that they're going to look like all of these other ones right here. I say that, and I only have the two other ones, but the most important was I do really like this kind of block color, the fully oxidized one here. So I'm assuming that this does go all the way to there, and I am really excited for that, honestly, because I could see so many more use cases for these bars now that we have them. Like, oh man, okay, so for context, wow, I'm so excited. For context, I have like a bunch of building ideas in a Google Doc that I have, like, of things that I want to eventually build. These can probably fit in at least 5 or 6 of them, and I have a decent bit there, and this can just fit in with so many of them that, oh my gosh, I'm actually so incredibly excited about these. So I'm curious to see what this would look like if we put them in here. So instead of having the iron bars, we have a little bit of color here, which actually doesn't look too bad. I like it with the kind of this here, because I think it just looks like the trial chambers, so I think that's kind of why I like it so much. But honestly, yeah, this isn't that bad. I think I just like these because it matches the color that I went with over here. But I could see me like using these quite a lot in different places, actually. Like, I'm trying to see where I could maybe use it. Oh, actually, I think I know exactly where I could put it, actually. We made in the episode where we were working on the wall here, we actually made this little thing right here. I'm pretty sure I could put that there, and then oops, I just have to put that there, right? But eventually that's going to become weathered, so it'll look kind of like this here, which actually makes it look like it's kind of I don't know what's the word is called, but when something's been in water for a lot and it kind of like erodes and turns into something, like it becomes all like, sewerdy and things like that. I don't know the word, but that's going to be really exciting to see there. And I can't wait to see that. And then I think we can actually do that in a couple other places as well. I'm honestly kind of thinking maybe we do it right here. Yeah, I think, because eventually that will kind of erode as well. I don't know what it's called. I'm just going to say it'll slowly change and oxidize, but it'll then look like it's kind of been sitting in water and there's a bunch of like the bacteria and stuff growing on it and whatnot. And that's why it's so, different. Oh, I actually really like that quite a lot. And one of my favorite things about copper as well is that when you place it over time, it does obviously oxidize, which actually adds a lot of life to your build because it kind of shows the natural evolution of how old things are. Like, it kind of shows that this is now getting a little bit older now because it's been here for a while, and you can see it's not fully oxidized. Like, if we compare it to this one here, it's not fully oxidized, but it's like it's almost there, and I think that that's really cool, and that's why I like building with copper so much, and I want to be doing it more. And now that we have all of these things, Oh man, I'm really excited. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be making is the copper chain. Now, yes, you heard me right. We have a copper chain. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but the original chain here, I'm pretty sure was just called the chain, right? Or not the chain, but it was just called chain, right? I don't think it was ever called the iron chain. And the reason why I think that is because you can actually see in the Minecraft tooltip there, you can see it says Minecraft-chain. So I'm pretty sure this was originally called a chain, and they kind of changed this up. So this is the original one. Actually, I think we'll stack these on top of each other. Why not? Let's just, we'll just stack it on top of each other. And that is very interesting. I think this is still, I don't know, I still really enjoy this. I don't use it too much, but I definitely like want to start using this a lot, and I really enjoy this. But the one that I really want to be using now is actually, I noticed that we had copper nuggets in the last one, and you can see that we are able to, if we go here, you can see, how many can we make? We can make a couple of these. We now have copper chains. Oh my gosh, I really enjoy the copper chains, honestly. I think I could probably end up using the copper chain a lot more than I would this one here, honestly, just because I feel like with some of the more, I feel like copper fits in with a lot more like materials, I guess. Like I feel like this one would match kind of what we have going on here with the kind of like spruce and the kind of tough over here, but I feel like this would match a lot more with like the maybe like, I can't zoom in anymore, oh my goodness, I'm trying to zoom in, but it would maybe match more with like the tough bricks over there, maybe, no, not the redwood over there, the spruce wood over there that we did. Like it would fit perfectly like right there. Oh man, that would be brilliant. Now there is something else that I want to try, but unfortunately it's not actually here. So I think there's a different way of crafting this item. So let me quickly go ahead and see if that's the case. Oh, okay. So you actually have to do it this way. Okay. So as you can see, we have a lantern here because the next item that they added was copper lanterns. But unlike normal lanterns here, which I'll just kind of get rid of this one here for now, you can kind of see what this will look like. So this is the original one. Unlike normal lanterns, you don't actually make it just by putting a torch here and putting nuggets around, right? That's the usual way for, you would do it with iron nuggets instead, but that's usually how you make it. Instead, you have to make a copper torch, which is very interesting. So now we have copper torches, which is interesting. Also, I think I accidentally made too many, so I think we'll need to go get more of something. But this is interesting. We now have green torches, which I don't. So unlike the normal version, like normal copper stuff, I mean, where it oxidizes, I don't know how a copper torch works. I mean, it lights up a lot actually. So I think it's maybe like a normal torch, but okay. So but this is very expensive for a torch. I'll grab just a block from here because I'm curious to see how we make the lanterns then, because I don't know. I thought we did it with the copper nuggets here, unless that is what you do. Maybe you just do it with the copper nuggets here, and then you just put this here and surround it. Okay, so that's how you make it. That is actually kind of expensive for a copper lantern, to be honest with you, but that's interesting. So this is what a copper lantern looks like. Oh, okay. So I just noticed something. So I love the normal lantern, by the way. As you can see, I basically use it like all the time. If I just quickly like go into I say free cam or whatever it's called. I don't have free cam, I'm trying. But if I just go into like the quick zoom in, you can see everywhere I always do lanterns. I just love the way lanterns work. I kind of just throw them around everywhere in my world, even over there. I absolutely love lanterns just so much. But the problem with these is that I don't know if I like the copper variant. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like it over these. Also, I just realized, did this always flicker? Because I don't remember this flickering, but if that's the case, maybe I am just a really bad Minecraft player. But this one is flickering a lot more than this one is, actually. Like, if I just quickly go to F1 really quick, you can kind of see the two there. It feels like this one is flickering, maybe because the green is brighter. I don't know, maybe that's the case. But it's very interesting. I like that we have the two of them now. I think what we're going to go ahead and do in a moment here is we are going to go into a creative world really quick just to test everything, because I want to see, we've seen all of the normal variants of like that and the copper bars and whatnot, but I want to see what it looks like with the oxidized version. I don't really care about the one in the middle, but you know, kind of, I guess we'll see what they all look like in a moment here. But this is very interesting. Now, I think what's really more curious to me is these torches here, do they oxidize? Because, like, it's green here, but do they become blue after a while? Because I know we have the blue torches, the soul torches, but also those I think are kind of expensive to make as well. So I don't know if these are better. I mean, this is better, I think, than the soul torches, because you can't see here, it's lighting up a lot more than the soul torches do, because those don't really do much. So I'm very curious to see here if these actually oxidize as well. Let's quickly go ahead and go into a creative testing world really quick. Okay, so I'm in a creative world, and as you can see, we do have the copper torch, but it doesn't look like that it oxidizes, which honestly makes much sense, to be honest. I was just kind of curious to see if that was the case. But now, as you can see here, we have all of the stuff that we just looked at, but in the different states here. So we have the wax exposed copper bars here. We have the weathered copper bars here. And then we have the oxidized copper bars here. I actually think, honestly, I'm just not a fan of these here. I'm going to quickly place down all of the stuff here really quick, and then I'll get the original variant in a minute. Okay, so this is everything new in the update. So we already looked at the copper bars, the normal ones here, the normal copper chain, and the normal lanterns here. So out of everything here, I think my favorite ones are going to be, I'll just quickly clear out everything so I can kind of put them here. I definitely think the copper bars, the normal ones, are my favorite, followed by the wax copper and then the weathered one, only because like we did in the last episode with the, what are they called? The lightning rods. I kind of like the idea of like you kind of in betweening these with the normal oxidized one here to kind of get that cool effect. I just really like that one. So I think that honestly, these two I would say are tied together because I like them both like that. So I'm going to put those two at number 2. And then I definitely like the chain, this chain. And then I think every time I get the oxidized, I like the weathered one just to kind of combine it. So I think I definitely like that. And then this one is kind of interesting. I like the normal copper lantern. I don't know how I feel about any of these two, honestly. I actually think... I said 2, 3. I actually think this one might be my favorite instead of this one here, only because I could picture myself using these kind of here for if I get like a wall, for example, like a cobblestone wall, or actually even a mossy stone wall here actually works in this case. Actually, I could see myself doing something kind of like that for like an overgrown area, maybe like a cemetery, maybe like a haunted house kind of thing, right? I could see myself using the weathered version with the one right here, the cobblestone wall, to kind of get that overgrown mossy look here, right? Because I like the overgrown mossy look, and this one I think definitely works. The problem with this one here is that it just doesn't look the greatest. I don't know why we got a new recipe unlocked with the thing. That's interesting, but that one just doesn't look as good, right? It looks too green. This one, it definitely has that overgrown look, and I think that's why if we are going to this one here, like we're looking at these here, I would definitely say that these do have an edge. So kind of like what we did in with the waterfalls, where we put these to kind of stop the water, or I guess make it seem like a blockage point so you don't go over the edge in the town areas that we did, and the water pipe in the one area. I think this one would be my favorite because it has that kind of mossy effect, right? Which I really like, that kind of seaweedy, kind of bacteria looking effect. And I really would say the same thing for this one here as well. Honestly, I think out of everything here, if I was to rate this, like all of these, ooh, let me quickly rate it really quick. I think this would be my final rating. So I think going from the ones I care the most about to the least about would be the copper bars, the weathered copper lantern here, the weathered copper bars, the normal copper chain, the oxidized copper bars, the oxidized copper chain slash the weathered copper chain, and the copper lantern here. Now, that's not to say I don't like the copper lantern. I really am excited about this one, but I'm just more excited about all of these up here. Like, I can see myself using these for a lot more build than I would this one here, but that's not to say I don't absolutely love this one here. Now, the next thing that we're looking at is actually not something new with this update. It's actually, I'm pretty sure, from the last update that I just kind of forgot because I didn't want to do too many things in creative, but that's actually involving these guys here. So we have copper statues, which is actually kind of interesting. So I think, yeah, we have these guys here, which I think, if I remember correctly, the way you get is you have to wait for a copper golem to kind of oxidize to this state here. It'll oxidize past this one, which actually means that the copper golem we made, I need to quickly wax really quick before I forget, but then he'll turn into this here, right? And then I think you can just, from here, you might be able to just axe it back to normal. Here, we'll use a copper axe. Yeah, so you are able to do that here, and you can actually, oh, you can bring that back to life. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, you can get anyone here. You can get the normal one here, which then, allows you to get this one here. And I don't know what the recipe book is. What is that? That involves the... What? I'm really confused. Why does it say we can... Oh, so you can just get it by getting a copper one. And oh, so that's what it means. Okay. And then, okay, that makes more sense. So you can wax it if you do it like that. But these are actually very interesting because one thing that I think you can actually do, if I remember correctly, let's say we're just doing it between, let's say these two guys here, right? You can make them be in different positions. So you can make them sit, run, kind of do jumping jacks or stand there. So you can kind of make it seem like these guys are like, you know, having a fun time and things like that, right? And then maybe this guy over here. I wish you could put them at an angle. That's the only thing, right? But you can kind of make these guys be like, you know, having like a fun little thing. You can just easily put these around your world, right? And it's just now you have a lot more life into it, right? Like, oh my goodness, I think these might be one of my favorite things as well. I wish I saw these in the last update or in the last video, but man, this actually might be one of my favorite things. Just because, like, imagine like you're building something, you can, like, you know, let's say really quick, we just made, I don't know, this isn't going to be a very good looking house, right? But let's just say like you made like a house here, right? What you're actually able to do is you can make it look like he's leaving the house right here, right? And he's like going off to work or something like that. Now, I actually don't know. I'm not going to do it with the axe, I don't think. Can you give this guy something and make him hold it? No, you can't. And you can't, yeah, dang, that would have been nice if you can make him like walk away and either like he's holding like a pickaxe or something in this hand, so it looks like he's going to work or something like that. But that's still pretty cool. Like I said, this was in the last update, but my goodness, I really enjoy that part actually. Okay, I gotta ask once again, what are you guys thinking of all of the new copper stuff in these new updates here? Because honestly, I still think this is my favorite update of all time. Honestly, like the fact that we're getting the copper golem, or we technically already had that, but I guess we're getting it in the actual next main update. And the fact that we're now getting all of these building blocks here, I'm not gonna lie, the inner builder of me is really enjoying this update, like a lot actually. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this update here out of all of these here? And I guess also, including the torch as well, because now we do have the copper torch, which I'll kind of just, I guess I'll just throw at the very end over here. What are you guys the most excited about? Because honestly, I really don't know anymore. If we're including as well everything from the last update, I really don't know what is my favorite anymore, because there's just so many useful features that I could use for different parts of Minecraft. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this update. Let me know in the comments, what did you guys think of all of these things here? What has been your favorite update, or a favorite part about this update in particular? Let me know in the comments. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next Minecraft video.